Coach, can you hear me okay?
I can.
Great. All right, everyone. We have Vanderbilt head coach Clark Lea with us now. As always, use the raise hand function to ask a question. Joe, I saw you first. If you're ready, you want to go ahead? Robbie, why don't you go ahead?
Clark, it felt like there were, a couple times where you guys had at least some momentum, but you were never really able to get it back to, something like a 2-possession game or whatever. Like, what do you think was the difference in terms of never being able to quite get back within striking distance?
It felt to me like we were never really in sync. And so, our defense started fast. Obviously the pick six on the first drive was that's never going to be a formula, especially against a good offense. Tennessee's capable of scoring on their own. We don't need to facilitate that. But I thought the defense actually started fast, and I was proud of the way they were competing early. I think when you look at the first half, the drives where Tennessee was able to convert on fourth downs, they finished with touchdowns. But when we took advantage of opportunities to generate stops, I thought performed well. And so never really got in sync, because you flip to the second half and, you see the defense, was on their heels. We let the tempo get to us. I think there was a 2-play scoring drive and then another quick strike. But offensively, we were able to stick to the formula where we were extended drives and converting on third and fourth down, and finishing our drives with touchdowns. And so just felt like a night where we weren't able to get synced up. And when you can't play complementary in this league, our margin for error is so small. And we knew we were going to have good ball security on offense. We failed to do that in the first half. We knew we were going to have to neutralize number one in the return game. We failed to do that in the first half. We knew we needed to control the game and set the pace of the game on offense to limit the exposure on defense. We failed to do that in the first half, and we dug ourselves a hole. And when we turned it on offensively, we weren't quite good enough on the other side to close the gap.
Joe?
Clark, kind of a big picture question here now that, the regular season is over, but what would you say you learned about this program and about being the head coach of this program this year?
Well, I've never been more energized for where we're headed. I think in year one, I'm so disappointed with the season. I'm disappointed that we fell short in this game. I'm frustrated, Joe, with what I felt like was going to be our best performance tonight. Just not feeling like that we had, we didn't have the ability to make this a tight game late and put pressure on Tennessee. But I look at the guys in the room. I look at the nucleus of the team returning. I think about how much I know about, what's needed and where we need to strengthen. I'm so excited about where we're headed, and we have the opportunity for exponential growth this offseason. I told the team in the locker room after the game, the clock has already started on year 2 and team 2. And so to take the learning from this year, I think part of it is, to be angry about where we are, angry enough to each make the decision to change, to move the program forward. Let rage fill us, as we watch other teams enjoy bowl games, as we return back to campus and start our work in January. Let's be fueled forward to make the choices we need to make, each one among us, to ensure that we don't sit in the same position a year from now. And we have a long way to go, but we have special people that will close that gap rapidly, so long as we make the right choices. So what I learned, as frustrated as I've been this year and as painful as the results have been, I think that, pain is a part of progress. And I feel like I just feel excited and energized to take all this frustration I have and start applying it towards, our process in year 2.
Aria?
Kind of along similar lines, how would you, evaluate your coaching performance both in this game and kind of, as a whole throughout the season?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I obviously not good enough. I think I would, I would say that, you look at finishing a year 2 and 10 and I mean, some of the margins, in league, we got a lot of work to do, Arya. I mean, I don't feel like it's for lack of effort, and certainly not for lack of spirit and energy. But just as I asked the team to change and grow, I too need to change and grow. And there are certain things that we're doing that the process is righteous. I mean, like we're doing the right things the right way. I think what we need to find are those areas we can focus on and apply more energy to that will allow us to close this gap. And part of that's getting bigger, faster, stronger, developing into the gap that exists. Some of that's recruiting. And then certainly some of that is program design and making sure that I'm doing everything in my position I can do to facilitate success within this program. And so, I know that I need to improve, and that's my commitment that I'll improve so that the team will improve too.
Avi?
Clark, well, what do you think of the seasons that Ken Seals and Mike Wright had?
Well, I mean, I think both at times, showed great promise and an ability to function at a high level at the quarterback position, and then at times, we were short of that, and so I think a fight for consistency is going to be important. I think those two guys fighting for a deeper understanding of the offense, and that'll happen, right? Year 1 to year 2, you're gonna see strides in terms of just a handle over the nuances of the offense and where the checks are, where the adjustments are, and that's going to allow them to find that consistency. I'm proud of both those guys. I'm proud of Ken. He was dropped into a tough situation tonight and came up with a completion in an important situation for us. I think that shows his level of toughness. Both those guys have worked tremendously hard to best position our offense. And so, again, there are times that we're going to look back on the season and point to great success for each of them. Obviously, there are going to be moments where we say, hey, these are the things we need to do better. And certainly part of that's just finding consistency. I think much like the program, there's going to be a lot of areas to shore up and tighten up so that we can be better moving forward. But I'm proud of both of them. And I couldn't imagine having two better guys, lead the offense. Those guys have been incredible this season. And so I'm grateful for them.
All right, Coach. I believe that's all. Thanks so much.
Hey, thank you guys. I appreciate your coverage and interest all year, and look forward to doing this again next year, and look forward to many great results ahead. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, Elijah, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, guys, we got Elijah McAllister with us. If you have a question, raise your hand. Robbie?
Hey Elijah, defensively, where did you feel that things maybe got away from you guys a little bit tonight?
One of our keys just coming into the week was dominating the tempo, and I think we did a good job of that in the first half. I think the second half we could have done a better job building on that from the first half. So maybe that's where I'd say just we need to do a better job of building on the first half and dominating the tempo.
All right.
Elijah, how do you evaluate this season for you guys in kind of the first year under Clark Lea?
Well, obviously it's frustrating when you look at our record, but I'm excited just for next season. The foundation we built for this year and Team One, the foundation we built for this program moving forward, and next season in order to launch. We had to set a foundation. We did that this year, and for Team Two in year two to launch into a better place.
So have you decided, if you're coming back next year?
I've not decided yet. I think that'll be a good conversation with Coach and figuring that out with him.
Robbie?
That was my question.
Joe?
Yeah, Elijah, you talk about what next year could be. What exactly needs to go on in the program? I mean, obviously you guys are going to be working to get bigger and stronger, faster and all that, but what else needs to change or improve for you guys to have better results next year?
Just continuing to follow Coach Lee's plan that he has in action for us. Continue to follow Coach Horgan, the strength staff, and other things they're doing with us. And just everything they're preaching to us on a consistent basis, just doing that will be important for us to improve next season.
Joe, do you have another? All right, Elijah. That's all we
Sorry.
got. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, we got Chris Pierce. Joe, do you have a question for Chris?
Yeah, Chris, just wondering if you could just evaluate, this season in particular, just the changes that, that Coach Lee brought, how you think you guys developed through this season and, what needs to happen for this program to get back to winning more football games.
Yeah. So I think one thing I can say undoubtedly about this team is that we compete every week, but at the same time, we're never satisfied with just competing. We want to be a winning program. So to do that, we have plans in place, and we just have to execute those on the basis that's needed to get a win. And I'm sure, I won't be part of that, but I'm so excited for the future of this team, the future of Coach Lee, because I truly believe that he can take this program to places where it needs to be. And I believe that that's something we're going to achieve very soon.
All right.
How did you, how would you evaluate kind of the offensive approach in this game? I know you guys are kind of grinding out drives, went for a lot of fourth downs, kind of similar to Ole Miss. How do you think that kind of worked out today?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things that we've tried to do this week is actually refrain from being on third and fourth down so much. And that's something we didn't execute to the level we needed. When we got to third and fourth down, we did execute some of the times, but to be the offense we need to refrain from getting to third and fourth down as much as possible. And that's not something we exactly achieved this week.
Chris, what moments from your Vanderbilt career kind of stand out to you the most right now, looking back at it?
Oh, man. To be honest, it's not even like the touchdowns or the big plays. It's been times when after a hard workout, it's just like laughing with my boys about how hard it was and just getting through it. It's been like going out to the movies or out to dinner with my teammates. That's going to be the thing I miss the most. I mean, you truly form a brotherhood here, and I'm gonna miss my boys a lot. But I'm excited for this team. I'm excited for my future. I truly appreciate this team because I think they set me at a level where I can have a chance to play on Sundays, and that's why I came here, to win and to play on Sundays. And I'm appreciative of what Vanderbilt has done for me. Like I said, I'm excited for this team and I'm excited for my future. So I have no regrets about any of the. I have no regrets. I completely appreciate what has happened here.
Joe, did you have another?
Yeah, Chris, I'm just wondering, you obviously this season you guys have had both quarterbacks in, they both had their moments there. How have you, as a receiver, like how have you, I guess, perceived that competition and that partnership, and where do you think it goes from here with those two guys?
Yeah. So the reason that both Mike Wright and Ken Seals and even Moose can come in and play the way that they do is because they prepare as a starter. That's the same reason why Amir is able to come in and perform, is because each week they prepared like they were going to have to be a starter on an SEC team. So throughout practice each week, they both take first team reps. So as receivers, we're prepared to catch balls from any of them, and that's just kudos to their work ethic and how they approach each week. Honestly,
Chris, man, thanks so much.
thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. Have a great night.
Thanks. You too, man.